You have now tuned into Coach Ed's Read and Attack Sports Show, where Coach Ed gives you his perspective on the latest sports news from around the world. You will experience sports from the mind, heart, and soul of a veteran coach. Watch Coach dissect, expand, and give you insight like no other with passion and vicarious sports knowledge that will leave you coming back for more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode of Coach Ed's Read and Attack Sports Show. Now with your host Coach Ed. Please like and subscribe and also turn on the notifications.
All right, everyone. Thanks. This is another special interview with Coach Ed for Coach Ed's Read and Attack Sports Show. On with me today is Big Pat from Big Pat Sports. He's a YouTuber and he does very well out there, so knows his stuff. So it's an honor and a privilege to have him join the show. How you doing today, Pat?
Man, doing great, Coach. What's going on?
No, just out here, just bringing the fans and everyone that good reading attack type of sports news. So, but let's get right into it. I've been knowing you for some time now, and you have a great knowledge of sports, especially football. How did you become so knowledgeable with sports, especially with football?
It was through my uncle, man. My uncle Phil, man. He taught all his nephews about the game of
Hmm.
football, about the game of sports, game of basketball. And most of us, we get our sports
Hmm.
fix because of our uncle, man. He was a huge Bears fan. He was a huge Cubs fan. I'm
Hmm.
glad he got to see the Cubs win the World Series before he passed away. But Uncle Phil,
Oh.
man, Uncle Phil had us watching sports and playing in sports at a very young age.
Hmm. Okay, that's good. I mean, we all have a mentor somewhere along the line, so I can definitely understand that. Um, What are your favorite sports and how long have you been a fan of those sports?
My favorite sports are football and basketball. I've been a fan of both those sports my whole life, man. Since I was about 3, 4 years old, I've been watching football. Been
Hmm.
watching the Giants since I was about 3, 4 years old. Been watching the Bulls since I was about 3, 4 years old. As you know, we grew up during the Jordan era, so
Hmm.
everybody. We was in Chicago.
Hmm.
Everybody was Bulls fans. Pippen, Jordan, Grant, Cartwright, all those guys,
Hmm.
man. Best
Hmm.
era in basketball, and it's not even close.
I can understand that. So I guess you're a fan of both the Giants and the Bulls.
Yeah.
All right. Any other teams that you're a fan of?
I'm a fan of the Dallas Mavericks. Fan of the Cubs. Um,
Hmm.
Pretty much, I don't get into too many more sports after that.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I'm a fan of those guys.
I got you. You know, most of the basic big three, or three of the big four. So I understand.
Hmm.
Um, did you play any sports at all? I mean, I know you said when you were younger, but did you play? Did you progress youth football or high school, college, or anything?
Yep, play youth football, play football in middle school, play football in high school, play basketball in middle and elementary up to high school. So I played both football and basketball.
Okay. What were the positions that you played in those sports?
Football, I played defensive tackle and defensive end.
Hmm.
Played tight end in emergency situations, and I played fullback. In basketball, I was short, so I had to play power forward, but we used basketball to train for football. So,
Okay. Okay. All right. So, and high school was as far as you went. You said correct?
hmm
Okay. Um, did you ever coach a sport or an individual player? Take that player and help develop them.
as far as like coaching, I coached a little football, like a little youth team for like a year or two. We actually did pretty well. That's when I started falling in love and scheming up plays.
Hmm.
Coach Biddy
Hmm.
Ball as well. Biddy Ball
Hmm.
is like the basketball little all star team, so I coached
Hmm.
them. Um, yeah, but Coaching that little youth football team when I was like 17 years old, it was just something to keep us out of trouble. So I got up with a coach, and I was pretty much the defensive assistant. And I started coming
Mm-hmm.
up with schemes and plays for offense and defense, and that's why I fell in love in creating plays and watching film and things. It's pretty dope.
Man, you really are following in my footsteps.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
You might be, Bob. Keep on
yeah,
playing.
I started coaching at 14, so I understand exactly where you're coming from, and I did start on the defensive side first, so I get where you're coming from. So, have you ever thought about, taking that further? Maybe getting into it really full bore, in terms of coaching.
Now I'll say this: I actually could if I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
and not to toot my own horn, but I do believe if I was given the opportunity to coach, I think I would pretty be a pretty good coach because I pay really good attention to detail. I
Mm-hmm.
love scheming up plays. I love scheming up defenses, and I just take it as a challenge. I take football like the game of chess. I don't know if you play
Mm-hmm.
chess, but it's nothing but a
Mm-hmm.
chess match to me. But if I actually had the opportunity to do it, I think I would do pretty well. And I love to scout, so either one of those, to be a scout, to bring talent to the team, or coach the team, I think I'd be able to do both. And that's why I believe I would be a pretty good coach if given the opportunity.
I just want to let the audience know. I mean, I've had many discussions. We've been on many different streams, just sitting down, talking ball, and I can attest this man knows the game inside and out, and he's very well versed at it. So, I strongly believe he would be a phenomenal coach if he ever had the opportunity. So, I'll support you 1,000%, Pat, in reference to that. So.
Hmm.
In terms of sports, what other experiences do you have, like management? You talked a little bit about scouting, an agent, broadcasting. What do you have any other experiences?
Yes, I do have commentating and broadcasting experience. I actually call our semi-pro team here in Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, the Shreveport Mavericks. I have
Hmm.
a little bit of that on my channel, so I have some broadcast experience. I have a passion for that as well, and also I'm actually in the process of getting my license to become a scout. So, with work with Team Up Sports, we have currently one athlete in the NFL. He was an All Pro, Cavante Turpin,
Hmm.
for the
Hmm.
Dallas Cowboys of all teams. But he was an All Pro. He was a kick returner, punt returner for them this year. So I have a little bit of experience in those areas. Just working towards my dream, man.
Do you enjoy broadcasting?
Oh, I love it. I call the games every Sunday for the Giants. I love it. It's one of my passions as well. Like sports is my passion. Period.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I definitely appreciate that. I mean, I hear just talking to you, like I said, the passion that you have in terms of the world of sports. So, and even you've even taught this old dog a few little things. So, I definitely appreciate that. Um, with the talent that you've seen, do you feel that it was Turpin, correct?
Cavante Turpin.
Do you feel that he has the ability to grow further than just a returner? In other words, do you think he could be a top level receiver? Because I know he was in the USFL. He was one of the top receivers. So, do you think he has the ability to be that type of receiver in the NFL?
With Cavante Turpin, I believe he has the ability to be one of the better weapons in the NFL. Period.
Mm-hmm.
If he's given the opportunity, especially in the slot, he's very quick and crisp in his route running, and he has a speed that can't be taught. Like McCole Hardman and the Tyreek Hill, he has that type of potential as far as a speed element. Get him the ball in space and watch him work. He's definitely could take the top off the defense if you give him a chance. Um, only knock on Cavante Turpin is that he's only like 5'9",
Mm-hmm.
168 to 170 pounds. But hey, Deshaun Jackson was around that same height and
Mm-hmm.
around that same weight. And
Mm-hmm.
you can't teach speed. You can't coach speed. So when you get the ball in his hands, he can be very electric. Get him the ball in the receiver screen. Get him the ball in the jet sweep. Get him the ball across the middle on one of those drags and let him take that drag five from 5 yards to 50 yards if you allow him to. Let him take the top off the defense. I would love to see Dallas work him into that passing game this year.
Mm-hmm.
They got Michael Gallup. They got CeeDee Lamb. They just traded for Brandon Cooks, but um, he's a hard worker, man. He's humble. He's a hard worker. He keeps his head down. He's training right now. So I want to see him in some four receiver sets or get him in the slot and let CD go outside sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And just get him into the game, man. He's more than just a kick returner, punt returner. You see that he
Mm-hmm.
was just got spot duty at that. And he was an all pro at that. So
Mm-hmm.
why not give him a chance on the field? I see him as a 50 to 60 catch guy, getting you 1,000 yards in the season with about 5 to 6 to 7 touchdowns if you really give him a chance out there and let him be the dual threat that he is. You give him the ball out the backfield, you give it to him in the slot, let him take the top off the defense, run those seam routes, let him run some post corners, let him do a post in the middle of the field. Allow him to be a weapon, and he's going to keep eyes on him because you have no choice with that level of speed.
Excellent, excellent, excellent breakdown of Turpin. What about with the Shreveport Mavericks? I mean, are there any guys that you feel can make it to the NBA from that team?
Yes, there is one guy on that team that I truly believe if he actually pursued it and put his all into it, his name is
Mm-hmm.
Paul Parks. Look
Mm-hmm.
up Paul Parks from the Shreveport Mavericks. That dude can shoot. He's strong. He has an unlimited clip, man. I'm telling you, that dude can shoot from anywhere on the court. And when he gets hot, he's one of the hottest players in the TBL right now. And I just called the game today, as a matter of fact, and the man scored 18 straight points for the Mavericks tonight in the
Wow.
victory over the Little Rock Lightning tonight. Man, he had 32 points, and at the start of the second half, he scored 18 points straight for the Shreveport Mavericks tonight. Man, Paul Parks could really, really do some damage. And I mean, there's 10 guys. There's 10 guys to each team, or 11 guys to each team. I'm quite sure he could be one of those guys. And he can come off the bench for a team and give you some quality minutes, give you some spot up threes, find him wide open in the corner. He can take the ball, he can drive it. Whatever you need him to do, he can do it. All he needs is an
Hmm.
opportunity, and that's for a lot of athletes out here.
Wow. That's impressive. 18 straight points. Yeah. I mean, you don't. I
Hmm.
mean, very rarely do you see that in the NBA. So, I mean, that tells me he's a definite scorer. Even at any level, to score 18 straight points. That's the ball over there. Wow.
Yeah, he
Um,
was on fire tonight.
what's his season average? Do you know that?
His season average is 27.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking out for him. So, thanks about that. Do you have any other long-term goals in terms of broadcasting, or it's just you just want to work a little bit with the Mavericks and then go ahead into scouting?
The ultimate goal with broadcasting is actually to be live at MetLife Field calling the games for the Giants. That would be the ultimate goal.
There you go. There you go. I
And
can
I could
appreciate.
do that job. I see him do it. I was like, man, I can do that all day, bro.
Yeah, yeah, no, I understand that would be a phenomenal job to be there,
Hmm.
watching the game and broadcasting it. So, all right, we talked a little bit about your YouTube. You also just started a podcasting program. How did you get involved with those social media elements?
I had I had a thought, man, that there's plenty of guys like me out here that don't get a chance to voice their opinions about the team that they love, like the New York Giants or whoever their team is. And to be honest with you, I got into it because I wanted to give guys like us a voice out here on
Hmm.
YouTube. We have a lot of information that we can get out to a lot of people, and that's why I formed the Big Blue Crew. It gave people like us the opportunity to, express how we feel about our team, and it took off. Over 3,000 subscribers now. lose over 1,000. We're gonna get you to 1,000 here very soon. So
Hmm.
that's why I formed the Big Blue Crew, man. We bring an element to this YouTube game that not many other people can do, like any other people can do, man. We got film breakdowns, we got Heart of the City with unpopular opinion, we got
Hmm.
boxing, we got Lou with the offensive lineman. He spits a lot of knowledge, man. We got so many elements to this Big Blue Crew that we got you covered. Everything with the New York Giants, man. And we just have opinions. We have opinions that a lot of people bash us for, but guess what happened? It turned out that we was right.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it is, I mean, it is what it is, man. Big Blue Crew. I'm proud to have you part of the Big Blue Crew. You the big aunt. You big coach, you the big aunt of the group, man. And I appreciate you everything that you've done as far as support towards the Big Blue Crew and me in general, man. I do appreciate that, bro.
Well, I feel the same way. You know that. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for welcoming me in and helping me along this way, because this is a different venture for me. The
Mm-hmm.
sideline X's and O's, yeah, that's easy. This is definitely new for an old dog like me. So now with
Yep.
with with your with your YouTubing and podcasting, do you find this rewarding?
Yeah, I find it very rewarding, man. When people like Tudo come and support your channel and give donations and tell you how much they enjoy your content. A lot of people, man, you're one of the best Giants content creators out there. The comments, man, it's very rewarding, man. You know how cool it is to to monetize your thoughts. That's crazy. Never would
Hmm.
I have
Hmm.
thought that I'd be able to monetize my thoughts about how I talk about football or the Giants, and a lot of people would be willing to listen to what I have to say. And so
Hmm.
it's dope, man. That's why I continue to do it, man. It's driving. It's just what I can say is it's not momentum, but man, it's like motivation.
Hmm.
Go out
Hmm.
there and fulfill my dreams as a scout, fulfill my dreams as a commentator. Get into some coaching if I could get into some coaching. I would love to coach another youth team or a high school team. Hell, even a pro or college team, man. I'm not going to short myself. Give me a chance. I promise you. I'll come up with some schemes for you, especially when I can bring the talent to the team because I know how to scout. So,
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
it's dope, man. I just love the world of sports. Just love it.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Um, that's a beautiful thing, and I mean, I love your passion. I love hearing your passion, and seeing how you work and what you bring to the table. So now you have been a mentor to me in this world right here. YouTubing. I mean, do you? How many others have you mentored, and how far do you? I don't want to say push them, but guide them, on their pathway.
Um, Man, when I think about it, I've mentored a lot of people, haven't I? I mean, man, there's dozens out there that I've mentored, but I've never really considered a mentorship, man. It was just about giving you guys a voice, man. You guys got passion, and
Hmm.
so when we create my platform, I wanted all of us to speak. Um, it's not a mentor; it's just more of a friendship type thing, man. Like I'm there
Hmm.
for you. If you need an idea, let's come up with an idea. If you feel you need a little motivation to create some content, I'm here for you, man. I got ideas, man. You can do this or you can do that. It just comes natural to me, man. I'm not trying to, yeah, I'm not trying to gain anything from you. If anything, I want to see you succeed. I love seeing people succeed, man. I don't know how you
Well,
can go through life and want people to fail because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, man. What you succeeding, that's motivation for me, and when I'm succeeding, that's motivation for you. And so let's put our heads together and let's get it, man.
see, that is being a mentor, man. This is, and I mean that in a positive way, but I understand what you mean because you're humble, so I get it, I get it. So, but you are that motivating force and that guiding force to help others to grow. So I can attest to it. So, but now I've talked about your shows. What's the title of your show and how can people find your shows?
The title of my show on YouTube It's called New York Giants Full Access. You can type that in, you can find me. Big Pat Sports Talk. You can type that in on YouTube and find me. But Big Pat Sports Talk on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, Patreon to come soon. We'll be doing a lot of film reviews on Patreon. You already know I got some things set up for both of us to do some great film reviews on Patreon. But you type in Big Pat Sports Talk or look up New York Giants Full Access. I'll be right there. You see my face the whole time, you know. So
Okay. Now, if anyone's looking to connect with you, maybe just as a fan or even through business opportunities, how can they reach you? I mean, is it through email? Is it just through social media? Is it calling you? I mean, what's the best way, or how can they reach you?
man, like I said, you're part of the Big Blue Crew. You know, you can always pick up the phone and call me. But if you want to get in contact with me about doing a collaboration or anything, a lot of people reach to me on Twitter at Big Pat Sports Talk. And if you do, as far as like business like opportunities as far as sponsorships and everything, you do contact me through Twitter, and you can contact me by email as well at dakid.pw@gmail.com. Big Pat Sports Talk with Big Blue Crew. We are in the process of looking for sponsors, so we've been working hard, man. And like I said, we're going to fulfill our dream. We're going to reach those goals, man.
That's a beautiful thing. So, is there anything else you want the audience to know about you or your platform?
Just about me, man. Like I said, I'm humble. Check out the content. If you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to join the Big Blue Crew, hit that big blue join button. Talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk. I'm here to talk Giants. I'm here to talk football. Let's talk ball, man. If you do want to challenge me, keep up with the challenge. Don't back out. You know, you want to talk some football, you want to talk schemes and concepts, man, the Big Blue Crew is here for you. And I definitely want to hear what you got to say, because people's voices are important, man. And sometimes when you think you don't have anything important to say, just say it. It might turn out to be the most important part of the conversation.
Amen. So, well, that's going to be it for today's episode, this interview. Pat, I thank you for coming in today and doing this for everyone. It's been a phenomenal interview. Thank you. And everyone, you know what I always say, in sports, make sure you turn it on and turn it up.
Yes, sir. Turn it on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shadow Worlds Radio presents Coach Ed's Read and Attack Sports Talk Show.
This is the Read and Attack Show.
This is a sports show where I dive into sports all across the world.
This is the Read and Attack Sports Talk Show.
I'm going to give you my perspective.
Coach Ed
And attack.
Sports Talk Show.
I'm going to attack it just like I would as a coach.
Read and Attack.
Read and attack.
Sports Talk
I'm
Show.
going to attack it just like I would as a coach.
Coach Ed's Read and Attack.
I'm going to give you my perspective.
This is the Read and Attack Sports Talk Show.
Thank you all for tuning in today.
Read and Attack. Sports
This
Talk
is a
Show.
sports show where I dive into sports all across the world.
Coach Ed
Read and attack.
Sports Talk Show. Read and Attack.
Read and attack show.